Dear students, very good day to you all. So actually now we are coming the last part of your research process in preparing your research proposal. So today we are going to discuss about the population and sample. So if we recall what we did for the last 6 sessions, actually I'm taking few minutes to recall everything what we did in last sessions. So it will easy for you to recap with the today's session, right? So first of all, we discuss about your problem, and based on our tutorial lessons as well as practical sessions, you are now in a very comfortable zone regarding how to know how to finalize your research problem. And then you make a very comprehensive literature review. We call very critically you review the literature, and you identified the important theoretical background and the important concepts coming under your research problem and the variables which are very important for your research problem. And based on the literature review knowledge and the things you come across with the prior studies, and you are in a position to construct your conceptual framework. Right. So you know that what are the key variables, key components that are important for your research problem. Then you construct your conceptual framework. Either you can go along with the theoretical framework as your conceptual framework, or you can include some variables into your conceptual framework and develop your own conceptual framework for your study. Then based on that, you develop your hypothesis, right? So then lastly, what we discussed was actually your research approaches. Are we going with the inductive research or deductive research? So in your level, I already told you that it is most of the student going with deductive approaches. And then we discuss about your research strategy. Another research strategy, we discuss about how we are going to collect data, right? And what sort of data collection methods or what sort of research approaches research strategies we apply, like whether we are going with a descriptive study or exploratory study or explanatory study. Then are we going with the case study approach or survey method and experimental method? Since experimental methods are not very popular with our management discipline, so either you have to go with the survey method or case study method. Then you have to decide with, who are your responses. That means your unit of analysis. Either they are people or the secondary reports, etc. And then you need to decide, are you going with the quantitative data collection or qualitative data form collection? And then lastly, actually, in last session, we discussed about your operationalization, right? So based on the variables appeared in your conceptual framework, you need to convert them into measurable terms, right? For an example, if your variable about the satisfaction or academic performance of the undergraduates and maybe environmental citizenship behavior, personality traits, our discussion example. So now you need to convert them into measurable terms. Under that, we discuss about there are 4 types of measurement scale we can use. We call it as a nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, and ratio scale. Then you are in a very good position to differentiate those scale like nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio scale. And you will be able to apply those different scale into your operationalization process, right? Then lastly, we discuss about the questionnaire designing, right? I told you the guidelines and I told you some steps how to follow with the questionnaire as well as interview guide designing, right? If you are going with the quantitative data collection form, you have to go with the questionnaire development. If you are going with the qualitative data collection form, you have to prepare the interview guide. So I show you examples relevant with the questionnaire as well as interview guide, right? So in your proposal, you have to attach those interview guide as well as if you are using interview guide or questionnaire as the evidence for us that you are ready for the study. Okay. So under the research approaches, actual research strategy, we discuss about whom we are going to collect data. Right. So in this level, I told you that either you can go with the individual level, that means the people wise, or if you are using the secondary data, you can go with the report type data collection. Okay. So here today, what we discuss in our 7th session in research methodology course unit, we discuss about the population and sample. Now in the studies, we know that for an example, in our discussion example, that study is going to identify how personality traits influence into environmental citizenship behavior of undergraduates or youth in Sri Lanka. Okay. So in the study, first of all, we need to identify where I can apply that study. Right? දැන් අපි රිසර්ච් එකක් කරනකොට අපිට තියෙන්න ඕනේ ફોකස් එකක් අපි දැන් ප්‍රොබ්ලම් එක අයිඩෙන්ටිෆයි කරගත්තට පස්සේ කොහෙටද මේ ස්ටඩි එක අපි කරන්නේ, right? So this is why I'm always emphasizing to you when you are selecting your research area, you need to have a very good understanding about the scope as well as you have to narrow down your study in a very limited area. Right? දැන් මේ වෙනකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට අයිඩියා එකක් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක. right? එතකොට අපි මේ ස්ටඩි එක කරන්නේ කොහෙටද කියන ප්‍රශ්නෙට තමයි අද අපි උත්තර දෙන්නේ. Okay? So that this is why I am continuously explaining to you, I am continuously advised to you, please select some simple area, right, where you can access with the data and you have ability to conduct the study. Right? Don't go with the broad areas. What we discussed in our first online discussion, I told you several examples to you. Right? So here, what we are going to do today session onward, we try to find out, we try to define the area where our study is going to apply. Right? Or the area where we are going to conduct our study in your final year. The area where we are going to apply our study, we normally call the target population. Right? So today we will get knowledge regarding what is the population and what is the sample that your study is going to be addressed. Okay? So today's session is based on the population and sample. So in order to get the advanced knowledge relating to the study, you have to refer the chapter 13 in your recommended textbook. Right? So it is compulsory. I always mention into you, it is compulsory to refer the recommended chapter along with this slide series. Right. Moving on with these lecture outcomes. Okay. So now you can see at the end of this session, you will be able to define your target population and sample. And we are going to determine our sample size, our sample design. Right? So these are the two main outcomes based on this session. So let's move into the discussion. Right? So these are the summary what we discussed earlier. Right? You know about the research problem. You are come across with the literature review now, and you already develop your conceptual framework, and you decide your research approaches, okay? And you know how to measure your variables now. Now, once we decide all the things, now we need to address our next question, right? Need to address where we conduct our study. Right, where we conduct our study. Now, actually, we already lay down our study. Now, we already make the foundation. Right, our foundation is strong now. Right now, foundation is okay. We lay the foundation in a very strong way. Right, so these are our foundations. Right, now we need to build our house. Right, then අපිට ගේ හදන්න ඕනේ. Right, ගඩොලෙන් ගඩොල තියෙද්දි අපි ගේ හදන්න ඕනේ. Right. We need to build our house. Okay. In order to build the house, we need to know the place where we are going to building our things, right? Where are we going to apply our research? Okay. So this is the question now today we need to address, right? Let's see about what do we mean by population, right? Actually, what do we mean by population? If I ask you, not in the research manner, not in the research discipline, if I ask you about what is the population mean to you, right? If you look at the university, what is the population? Right? If you look at the university, what is the population? So if you take the university as a one category, right? As a one entity, right? What is its population? So university consists with undergraduates, academic staff, non-academic staff, and some clerical workers, right? And the cleaning staff. Okay. So if we draw this one like this, right? Now if this is a university, right? If this is a university, who consists within the university? Right? It mainly consists with undergraduate, right? Right? Then academic staff. What else? Then non-academic staff. Okay, then other clerical staff. Right? Then cleaning staff. Okay. Are they all? And how about the outsiders, which are indirectly connected with the university, like where you get the photocopies, where you get the internet cafes and your main food supply persons, right? All other parties who are come along with this university and who survive due to the university, and we consider them as the population. Then what does the population mean to you? And if you consider about the university as a target, our population, our entity, so population means the entire group of people, right? The entire group of people or events or things, right? That interest of the researcher where wish to investigate its study, right? So what is the meaning of population in the research manner? So population refers to the entire group of people, event or things of interest that the researcher wish to investigate. Okay. Now let's take about our discussing example, right? It's about environmental citizenship behavior, and personality trait. Personality traits of whom? Of undergraduates. Right? Then who is my subpopulation? Who is my population? What is the entire group that I am wish to investigate based on my research problem? Right? So it's definitely these undergraduates. Right? So then my population is, actually my target population is undergraduates. Right? So what sort of undergraduate? Are they including state universities or else both with state and non-state universities? The undergraduates කිව්වම ලංකාවේ අපි ආකාර දෙකකට දකිනවා. එකක් state universities වල ඉගෙන ගන්න undergraduates ලාත් ඉන්නවා, non-state universities වල ඉගෙන ගන්න ඇත් ඉන්නවා. Right? Are we going to consider both? Right? So then these undergraduates, we need to decide. Right? Are they state or non-state? Or else both. Right? Are we going with the state and university undergraduates only or non-state undergraduates only? Or we consider both. That means state university undergraduates as well as non-state university undergraduates. Okay, so we need to decide, right? So if, for an example, in my study, I prefer with the state universities, right? Universities, right? Then how many state universities are there in Sri Lanka? Right? Right now we are having 17 universities. Right? Now we are having 17 universities. Am I going to consider all 17 universities? All 17 state universities? Then again you need to decide. Right? So I am not prefer with all the 17 universities. Right? I prefer with University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, USJ. Right? So likewise, you need to decide, right? Who is your entire group of people that you wish to investigate your research problem? Okay, so this is why I'm always asking students, go with very limited focus studies. Otherwise, if you are going with a large population like entire country, right? All small scale businesses, right? All SMEs, okay, and all exports in Sri Lanka, right? All listed companies in Sri Lanka. So your scope is going to be too broad. In your level, you are not in positions to go with those kind of too broad population, right? So therefore, you have to narrow down your population, right? So then I am going with USJ, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. Now, University of Sri Jayawardhanapura having 7 faculties. Right? Now we know we are having 7 faculties. Right? Am I going with 7 faculties? Right now, 7 faculties. Earlier, when we are doing the study, there are 6 faculties. Right? Now we are having 7 faculties. Am I going with the 7 faculties? No, why? Because since my study is based on the undergraduate, so postgraduate faculty I can remove. Right? So then I come across with 6 faculties. Right? So I can come across with 6 faculties. Okay. Now my next question, am I going with all the 6 faculties? Right? Am I going with all 6 faculties? Right? If it is possible, you can go. If it is possible, you can go. Right? Then my preference is going with 6 faculties. Right? Now I prefer go with 6 faculties because I need to know about the broader picture about environmental citizenship behavior and personality trait. So I like with 6 faculties. All the undergraduates who are coming under or who are attached to the 6 faculties in University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. Right? Then look at the example, look at the elements, look at the population. Right? So who are my population? Based on my study, my population is the undergraduates followed degree programs in University of Sri Jayawardhanapura attached to the 6 different faculties. Okay, that is the population of my study. That is the target population of my study. Okay, so then what do you mean by the element? Right, element means the single member of that population. Right, since my population is the undergraduates attached to the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, enrolled with the 6 faculties, my elements of the study is undergraduates.